being discussed almost as much as the fourth down, and the fact that Brady left Foles hanging for a handshake after the game. Was Brady on the sideline of the game, being very demonstrative, as we're used to seeing him when something's not happening properly on the field. That was, in fact, about the penalties and that one drive where there seemed to be more flags than an amusement park for the Bucs. Is that what it was, Rick?
Absolutely, yeah. It was. I think they had 55 yards of penalties, not all of them accepted, but that's what the total was, I believe. And, including after the whistle things with headbutts and Ryan Jensen. And, that sort of thing just is intolerable, and you're going to have some bad calls. Look, they had a catch ruled not a catch that would have maybe been a touchdown and may have changed that game. They ended up with a field goal, but the things you can control, and it's also the higher price guy. I mean, these are, Donovan Smith makes $14.5 million. He had, 2 false starts and a holding penalty and gave up a couple sacks. Mike Evans got into some post whistle stuff. Ryan Jensen, same thing. I mean, you expect your leaders, as coaches tell me, to play and set the example and be the guys that are being disciplined so that the younger players follow. And that's not happening right now. And I think Brady, is going to continue to yell at them and should. But we'll see if him alone and the coaching staff can change that.
Rick Stroud, Tampa Bay Times, here on the Rich Eisen Show. When the wins happen, it's all great. And, Arians says, no, I'm serious. Arians is like, we would have lost that game last year by 20, and Brady's here, and it's great. And then the games in which they lose, we're talking about, in game one, after which he said about Brady that one of the interceptions was on him, after which he basically said it wasn't. And now today you're saying you got to ask Tom. We all knew it was fourth down.
Right.
You think there's going to be any there about, again, Arians and Brady, or everything truly is as, expected there? What can you tell us? What's the temperature on that through 5 games?
It's a great question, and I don't have a great answer. I've talked to coaches, about the comments Bruce made about the pick six and things like that, and they tell me Brady, in the building at least, never really brought it up. If he was bothered by it, we asked him, and he seemed rather annoyed, maybe by the question or whatever. But clearly, you don't like that. I mean, he didn't get called out, by Bill Belichick, at least publicly, and we know he did it behind closed doors. Overall, Tom's happy here. Overall, I think this is a breath of fresh air for him. I think he feels like he can breathe, and he's got a lot of reasons why he came to Tampa, but we know the number one is to win. And, it's a new coach, and Arians is different, and you get the good with the bad. I mean, he'll call all kinds of players out, in the media. Sometimes he'll do it and then go to them and say, hey, I just ripped your ass.
Right.
And he'll tell them after the press conference. And so that's sort of who he is. And I think, Brady would have researched that and talked to Peyton Manning and Ben Roethlisberger and Carson Palmer and would have known that. By the same token, you don't enjoy it. So, he's going to let Tom have to answer for this one. And frankly, Tom had 2 chances last night and didn't address it. I mean, it was great block and bridge time for him, but he just sort of, I probably should have gone for the first down, went for too much. But he never, but I mean, come on. When you listen, but if you have to choose between the audio and the video, believe the video.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.